this going to be a song past the 80s? Okay, sounds familiar.
It's past the 80s.
I think it's 2000s here.
Definitely.
I know this song.
Yeah, you should.
I know this. It's
Yeah.
like my favorite song, I think.
Your favorite song of all time, like ever?
It's top 10.
That's a great
Maybe.
song.
Who is this?
This is
I want to say Black Eyed Peas.
no.
Oh,
What is up,
I don't think
everybody?
about it more. Hey, what's up?
Earl, that is Ryan Lewis and Macklemore.
Oh, the Macklemore. Yeah, they had
That's
a
right.
couple of good hits back in the day.
They did.
Early
and then,
2000s.
like, they're just kind of gone.
Yeah, they had their time in the sun, and that was it.
They
man.
had
they
bangers.
They had two bangers. I think they have another one too.
They got Thrift Shop.
Yeah, the thrift shop one. I was gonna say something
Yeah.
about clothing that like that was it. And yeah, I mean, well, they had a good run. I mean, I'm sure they made some money off of it. I'm happy.
I'm
for
sure
them.
they did. I'm sure they're doing the tour now. You know,
You
like
think
the,
they would really cancel that if you
success
played
tour?
like more than 10 seconds?
Oh, definitely.
Really?
That music license is definitely up for like, oh,
mean,
you put that in your video, we want to
Well,
snag
and plus,
that.
like we were just saying, is they're done, so they gotta.
Oh, they got to milk every red cent that they
Yes,
can get.
They gotta get everything they can get out of that damn
100%.
song. So
100%.
that would make sense.
Yep.
For sure.
So welcome everybody to the new From the Hill podcast, Swags with Earl.
Yeah, I'm back.
We're trying to get Prof in with us tonight, but he's I think he's going to maybe the zoo. He's being very festive with the
Yeah,
kiddies.
it makes sense. It is that season. He's something about Christmas trees, and I wonder if he chops it down. He's not a chop down type of guy. Is he?
I don't see him being a chopper.
No, I mean you don't. But he's definitely buying one. No, I would now.
Is
are they
Buha
what?
is Buha a real tree guy or a fake tree guy?
Well, I think he's a real guy. He said he's going out getting a Christmas tree. I'm a
Interesting.
fake Christmas tree guy now these days.
Yeah,
It's just so much easier.
I'm more of a no Christmas tree
Well,
guy.
we all know that.
But if I have to, I do have a fake one upstairs that I have set up before. This house has had a Christmas tree set
You
up
don't have
before.
one decoration in here.
Nah. Well, look.
This is the only
Look,
thing he's
look.
decorating at
Look,
all. Is
look,
me.
look, look. Look around the room. I took my Christmas
Oh, you
lights
do have
from a
lights.
few
I
years
see
ago
that.
and set them up in here.
But they don't.
Oh, they were.
They
They're
don't
just
work.
not
Oh,
on.
they do work.
Yeah, they're just
Okay.
not on.
Well, if they were on, I'm sure they would look great.
Yeah, they do. What's up, Knox? Thanks for hopping on. So, speaking of the festive, spirit, you got Earl here in his
Yeah,
festive
I figured
sweatshirt.
I'd bring it out from the Django Unchained. We got Leo.
Yep, that's a
I
great.
figured- I just had to bring it
That's
out.
a great holiday sweater, by the way.
It's an Amazon special. I mean, well, last year I saw it on somewhere. It was like they were advertising it. I'm like, I gotta buy that. So I just Amazoned it up and found it,
I like that.
and I'm like, I'm getting it.
I have a cool one too that actually I'll probably wear like next week or next one we do. That's a little bit more near and dear to me because it's a little more sports. So but it's like ugly sweater type of deal. Knox, you're a no tree guy as well. I knew that. Yeah, we're both no tree guys.
It's okay. I mean, you don't believe in Santa Claus anymore. It happens.
Yeah, once there's no Santa, what's the point of a tree?
Christmas comes around once a year. I figured might as well get in the season.
You're in the spirit.
Enjoy the spirit. I mean, I know Santa's not there, but I still like buying people gifts.
Oh, I like that part.
And gifts is so easy these days. People are like, oh, I haven't gone to shop. I'm like, dude, I don't shop.
Nobody
I just
shops.
press buttons on my phone.
Click.
I Amazon everything. Oh, he's Cahill.
Cahill says he goes to Joe. All right, so there's a story behind this now. So Bob and I played some travel ball and some like Legion ball for the Fort Washington Generals, and the coach of the team was Joe Pa. Great, good coach, good man. But Joe Pa ran himself a Christmas tree lot, right? Up in where was that, Bob?
Joe Pa,
like
like
Fort
the Penn
Washington.
State head coach?
No. He had a similar name, but we just called him Joe Pa.
Okay, Joe
right?
Pa.
So Bob and I, he was like, hey, you guys want a job like over the winter season? And we're like, sure. So
Okay.
Bob and I worked at his Christmas tree lot selling Christmas trees when we were in high school. Bro, best job ever. Because I'll tell you why.
Yeah, I was gonna say why.
So, all right, so everybody comes to the lot, right? You got the big trees, you got your type of different furs, all the other stuff. Right?
Sure.
Everybody comes in such a great mood, bro. And then, like, they're dropping, like Bob said, they're dropping 140, 160 on a tree.
No
they
way.
give you
Is that
$40
expensive?
tips. Well, it's $100 for the tree, and they give you $40 for
Like a tip.
wrapping it up and throwing it on the car. And yeah, and everybody's so
wrap it on-
festive, bro. Then we had like this little trailer set up, kerosene heater inside. There'd be like one or two of us there at a time,
Yeah.
and dude, it was an awesome job. Made mad cash.
That's what's up. Well,
Yeah.
and one thing about when they park the car in one of these places, they're buying.
Oh yeah.
So you got them.
Oh, they're there, bro.
when they
they're,
park, they are
they're
buying.
not leaving unless they get a tree, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just matters which one they want.
Yeah, Knox, you're right. Our Aunt Floss she was a tree person for sure. So where I was going with this, with the festive spirit, is I heard some conversation today about eggnog.
Okay,
And
that's definitely a Christmas thing.
that's definitely a Christmas thing, right? But my question to you, Earl, is would first off, have you ever had eggnog?
Yeah, I put it in my coffee, I think.
Okay, right, but have
you
you
put cream in it.
ever spiked your eggnog? Because like the typical drink
I'm
is
sure
to
I've
put
had
some
it.
alcohol in the eggnog.
Yeah, I think it would go well with it.
You-
Yeah,
well,
I'll
you-
drink anything.
You can put Captain in the eggnog, which is like my go-to, Captain, right? Or you can do like whiskey.
Whiskey. I mean, I'm sure it tastes good. Do I do it on the reg every Christmas? No, but I mean, if I go to a Christmas party, for
would
sure,
drink
I'm
it?
like, oh, I got some eggnog with some whiskey. I'll bring it on.
Interesting. See, I'm not
I'm
an
not
eggnog
gonna say
guy.
no. I'm a yes man.
That doesn't surprise me about you.
When,
you know?
when it comes to a nice festive drink, bring it on.
That doesn't surprise me about you. I don't like eggnog. It's
don't
not
like-
my thing.
Well, it's like milk and.
Yeah, but see, like I
I guess they got some.
I like creamer in my coffee, but like
Sure.
I'm not an eggnog guy. See, Knox likes to nog like you without the alcohol. Just use it as like a creamer in the coffee.
It's not bad with the creamer. I've done that before.
Yeah, well, it's
I don't do it on the reg, like I said, but I mean,
the
I'll
thing.
dabble.
The thing about the eggnog though is like it just reminds me of like a heavy cream. Like it's like a super thick, heavy cream that you'd use to like make a soup or something.
Yeah, it's got a specific taste. to
It,
it.
it's yeah, that's a good way to describe
It's a
it.
different taste.
So what's your go-to drink this time of year around the holidays? If I said right now, obviously you've got beer, we would drink the ranch water, but like if I was like right now, you could have one mixed drink that you would go to right now, what would it
Drink? Wow. I don't do a lot of mixed drinks, but if I was going to do a mixed drink, I don't know, what, a Jack and Coke or something?
be? Okay, that would be it.
I mean, Tito's and Club. A little lime in that thing, a little splash of lime.
Tito's and Club, watching the figure. I like it.
Sure. I mean, I've been trying. I've been going to the gym a little bit. I'm like,
Okay.
I mean, it takes time to get to get lean a little bit.
It-
Like the one guy at work, he's like, dude, you're gaining weight. I'm like, well, I've been going to the gym. I'm like, I'm trying over here. He's like, dude, you don't take. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Why am I even
agree.
going to the gym?
I agree with Bob. Eggnog is like a meal. Like if I were to sit down and
Yeah.
have eggnog, it'd be like, all right, I'm skipping breakfast. I'm just gonna chug eggnog right out of the carton.
Yeah, I mean, well, it comes in like a regular milk carton.
Right,
Am I
right,
correct?
yeah. And like Wawa soon will have the eggnog, right? Like usually Wawa has a little eggnog cartons. They'll have it soon.
Well, the one thing Wawa is always slacking on is the cookies and cream milk.
Cookies and cream milk.
Oh,
I
it's
don't.
so
I don't think
good.
I'm familiar.
They
with
they
that.
have one aisle of cookies and cream, and they have like a billion chocolate milks,
Okay.
regular milk, strawberry milks, but they only have one thing of cookies and cream. They never have.
So wait a minute. So cookies and cream
Oh,
milk
it's
is like a
so
chocolate
good.
milk, but it's cookies
It's like a
and cream flavor?
milkshake.
Are you kidding me?
So good, but it's never there.
All right. So I gotta. But when would you want the cookies and cream milk?
Would I want it?
When would you want it? Like when do you want to drink it?
Every time I go into
Every
Wawa,
time
I
you're
look
in?
for it. Every time I'm
Oh,
in there,
shit.
I'm like, do they got it? No, they don't got it.
All right. So
Every
the
time.
reason I asked that is because like Big Dave Webb, right?
I know.
when he gets hung over, he's a big like strawberry milk guy. Like he likes his
milk in
Yoo-hoo
ya.
or like his chocolate milk, right? But like I could see that for the cookies and cream milk, but not like on a random Wednesday morning. Like, man, I really want some cookies and cream milk.
Yeah, I mean it's just like after work, or I'll just like if I like I said, it's never there. It's just my official
But if it
complaint.
was,
Yeah, I'll grab
All
it.
right, so let's play a game. Let's say you go into Wawa 4 times a week, right? Now, if you
Well, I don't go in 4 times a week, but okay, we'll just say that I
let's
do.
just say you do, and they had the cookies and cream every time you went in there. How many times would you?
I'd probably half the time. I'd probably get 2. They're never there though. I'm telling you.
Well, so now it's like a treat, right? Because
Yeah,
it's
it's a
never there.
treat.
It's like a treat. So
I
that part
swear.
I could get on board with.
Yeah, well, but I don't go to Wawa's because I just hate how crowded everyone is.
I love Wawa.
Oh, well, the Bridgeport one's your favorite.
Well, I'm
You're there.
Listen,
you're there daily,
as
aren't
the
you?
king of Bridgeport. Oh yeah, I hold court at the Bridgeport.
Yeah,
Wawa.
that's-
as the
that's
king
what
of
I
Bridgeport,
hear.
that is where I hold court.
There's some good action there too, isn't there?
There is, although not as much as the Norristown Wawa. So I sent this in the group text yesterday. So I had to go up to Willow Grove last night for work, and I was leaving. I stopped at the Norristown Wawa to get gas, right? And I'm walking up to leave, and these folks roll their window down, and they're like, "Oh, excuse me, sir," and I'm like, "Oh," and I look and turn. And they're both like, "Hey, we're trying to get back to South Carolina." I'm expecting like, how do I get to this highway or whatever?
Yeah.
Can you give us some money for gas? I was
No
like,
way.
I was like, dude, I literally turned and was like, "Oh, I was expecting you guys to ask me for directions," and I walked.
So did you go with Manny Cash?
No, that's not. Come on, you got to come better than that.
I think I just would have acted like I didn't hear him and kept walking.
Well, if they were
Or
asking
I'm
for
like,
directions, I
or
would
it's
give
like,
it to them.
or I'll just say, oh, I only have card,
Yeah, yeah, that's the classic. No, I don't have any
I
cash.
don't have any cash.
Sorry, I don't carry any cash.
But I mean, I do once in a while donate $1.
Okay.
Just because when you return your taxes, it says, have you donated $1
Oh,
or
yeah,
more?
that's your
So
charitable
I gotta
write-off
do
for
at
the
least
year?
one time.
So you can say you donated to charity?
Yes, and I do.
That's interesting.
I-
I wonder if your accountant would agree with that.
Well, it says $1 and up.
All right.
I qualify.
Yeah. Well, Bob said the cookies and cream donuts where it's at.
I never had that.
I've never had that either.
Is that from
It says it's at
Dunkin'?
Wawa.
Oh, I don't do the donuts from Wawa.
Yeah, I didn't think so either, Bob. I didn't think so either.
I mean, try the milk out, Bob. The milk's where it's at.
the milk's where it's at. All right. Let's get into some
All right, what do we get
sports.
into?
So I wanted to start. We got a lot of NFL to talk, and Earl, I kind of sent Earl a preview. I got fired up over last night's game, but I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah.
So obviously, since last week, we have to talk about the official CFB rankings, right? Sort of as we predicted, it turned out the way that we thought it would. So we've got the final four, right? We got 1 versus 4, which is Bama and Cincinnati.
Yeah, Cincinnati's in, huh? How
Now,
about it?
Ron says Krispy Kreme is life. Wait a minute, hang on. I gotta comment on this. So, what's up, Shawnee and Sean's mom? How you guys doing, Mrs. McGarity? Good to talk to you.
We got a
Thanks for
family-
hopping on.
Nice.
So, Ron is my buddy, right? But
Yeah.
he has cut so much weight recently, and he's like super into fit. Ron, don't tell me Krispy Kreme is life, bro. When's the last time you had a donut? You know when someone's like cutting weight hard and like he's all shredded up.
Yeah,
he ain't
sure.
eating no donuts, bro.
No, well, so he's not eating any Krispy Kremes.
He says
that's
he
the
is,
big,
but there's
that's the
no
big
way.
thing. I don't know. I can't cut it off. I just,
Well, you gotta. I mean, you gotta like really focus
Yeah,
on it,
it's-
right?
it's too much
Everything that
work.
goes in, you gotta take it. Knox has never Wawa. Well, dude, you live in Michigan now. Of course, there's no Wawa in Michigan.
Well,
Yeah.
what do they have up there?
Well, there's no Sheets, right? That's
Probably
like only around
7-Eleven.
here.
7-Eleven's everywhere.
7-Eleven is low tier Wawa.
Yeah, definitely.
Budget
you ever have
Wawa.
one of their donuts?
I told you. Look, Ron said it's been a long time. I knew it, bro.
There
You
you
ain't,
go.
you ain't having no donuts. You're cutting weight like that. Don't shit me, bro.
There you go. No donuts for Rob.
So, Bama Cincinnati. This is a momentous occasion because Cincinnati finally broke the ceiling, right? As a team outside of
did.
a Power 5 to get in. Now, I'm going to start with Bama Cincinnati. Do you think they got it correct? Like that should be the one for
Yeah,
it?
Cincinnati's undefeated, right?
Yeah, Cincinnati's undefeated.
I mean, who else do you think they snubbed? Michigan?
well, Michigan's 2 and Georgia's
Oh,
3.
I mean, well, who they? Yeah, that was dumb. I don't know who they snubbed.
I don't know. I'm just asking the question because I totally agree.
I mean, I'm like, if I had it right here, what Ohio State's not in.
Ohio State
because
didn't
they
make it,
lost.
but they lost to Michigan.
Yeah,
and they lost to Oregon.
That was the
and
game to get in.
Right, and that Oregon loss looks a lot worse because
Yeah.
Oregon lost to Utah twice. So, like,
Yeah.
Oregon, you know.
Yeah, I mean, and Oregon, yeah, they're not in. I think
Notre-
they got it right for sure. I
The-
think it's going to be a good playoff thing, but I think Cincinnati's going, they're going to
Your
get beat
two
up.
teams really with the case of, like, looking in are Oklahoma State and Notre Dame, right?
Yeah, okay.
But
those are the two. Yep.
Cincinnati beat Notre Dame head-to-head, so
Cincinnati's in.
Cincinnati's in.
I did want to see Notre Dame get in, just so Brian Kelly couldn't be there for like the playoffs.
Right, well, he's already...
That would have been cool.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, I know. Yeah, he's in LSU.
we already
I
know.
know. We
He's
talked
been in
about
with his
that last
family in
week.
LSU. So.
Yeah, he's
He's
country
already
now.
he's already countryed up.
I know. I'm just that would have been cool, but screw Notre Dame then.
Right. So, but I mean, I think we're in agreement that the
I think they
funny
got it right.
the funny part is every year we do this, right, and then teams are like, "Oh, I got snubbed." But you know what?
Mm-hmm.
Every single year, I feel like they get it right, and I think they got this right. So we got Bama versus Cincinnati, and we got Michigan versus Georgia. I think they got it right.
Yeah, I mean, I can't disagree with
I'm
that
happy
one.
with it.
I mean, do they have the lines out for the games yet?
They do.
Do they? I mean, how bad is Cincinnati going to get beat?
Cincinnati is a 2-touchdown underdog.
So is that 14 points?
Yes.
14 points. Now, is that one of the, I don't know. I mean, I would say Alabama is going to cover.
You think so?
I mean, they played really good against Georgia.
They were sharp,
Yeah,
but
they were really sharp.
all right.
And their defense, their playmakers were making some turnovers big time.
I don't want to toot my own horn, but I did kind of call that because Bama's never an underdog.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
you picked Alabama, I picked
Right.
Georgia. I mean,
But
kinda
I
just
saw
split
that
it.
game out of them. But now they're back up to being a front runner. So Sean is asking, do we think Oregon will get chip back? That's an interesting sidebar. So
Oh,
did
yeah,
you hear
that's a
about
big
this?
one. Yeah, I did hear
So
that.
let's talk about that.
That is interesting.
So Oregon is making a play for Chip Kelly, who currently is the head coach of UCLA.
yes.
So now That's a big deal, right? Because
Why would you want to leave UCLA just for the talent in Oregon?
well, no, you wouldn't. You would. The only real appeal that Oregon has to Chip is that he kind of like helped build that program, right?
Yeah, he did for sure. I'd
So,
say.
but do I think they'll get him back? I don't know. I guess it depends on how bad they want him, right?
Yeah. Well,
Because if they're going to have to like go to UCLA and probably pretty much buy him out, right? Because it's not like the NFL
he
where
probably signed a long-term deal.
he is, and it's not like the NFL where you can go to the front office and make trades for coaches, which by the way is not unprecedented.
Yeah.
Remember, the Bucs traded the Raiders for John Gruden and then ended up winning the Super Bowl that year.
Yeah.
So
and that was Tony Dungy's team.
That's right. But you can make trades in the NFL for coaches, but obviously you can't do that in college.
No, you can't do that.
Right. So now the question is, what would Oregon be willing to pay in it on top of paying Chip to get him out of UCLA?
I mean,
Ron says money talks. Of course,
I mean,
you're right.
they
At
don't
the
have
end
a
of the
cap.
day,
They don't have a cap, do they? To
what,
pay
college?
Chip?
No,
Yeah.
they can do whatever they want.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
see,
they're making money.
here's the problem. As a university, right, you're setting a precedent. So if Oregon goes and then has to buy out the contract from UCLA and then makes Chip, let's say, like the highest paid head coach in football, that means you're paying him more than guys like Nick Saban, right? And then all you're doing is like pressing that line up for coaches' salaries.
Well, if that's who they want, like, go get them, I
Yeah,
guess.
they
But the one
could.
thing I was thinking, it'd be cool if Chip Kelly went to Oregon, had a good like 4 years with them, went to the national championship or whatever, and by that time Nick Sirianni will be fired,
Don't do this to me.
and we'll
Don't
get
do
Chip
this
back to the
me.
Birds,
Don't
baby.
do this to
Nah,
me.
I'm just teasing, but that would be funny.
That
though.
would be hilarious.
That would be hilarious.
But that was, I mean, I don't even want to go down that rabbit
Nah,
hole
that
with
was
Chip
just,
and the Eagles.
That was
'cause
just like a funny thing that could
was
happen.
a disaster
Well,
when
he
was
made
here.
the playoffs the first year.
Yeah, with Andy's team.
Was that Andy's team? I mean,
That was Andy's team, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good first year. Then it just fell down. Well, he got the full range of control.
Okay.
And then he just totally shit the bed.
My only the image that's always stuck in my head about the Chip Kelly Eagles team is Nick Foles, right, doing a RPO, a read option, and then he doesn't hand the ball off, pulls it back, and then he's holding the ball, and it's Nick Foles, right? And you're like, oh my God.
Well, that was the year he went 27-2 with Chip, right?
Yeah, no, he had a good year.
Yeah.
But it was just so awkward because he's not a running quarterback,
not.
but they just ran RPO like every play.
I mean, he can catch the ball pretty good. Yeah. You heard about that, right? That Tom Brady had better catching than Nick Foles, like the next Madden.
Well, that seems preposterous because obviously
that was the big deal
Nick
about
Foles
it.
caught a touchdown in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Well, I just had to put my little Nick Foles comment
That's
in there.
interesting. I like that.
But yeah, that was like true. It was like, dude, how does Tom Brady have better catching than Nick Foles?
I'm actually surprised by that.
Well, everybody else was. So someone went in there and checked it out after the Super Bowl. I'm like, yo, dude, you guys got this wrong.
Yeah, somebody messed that up.
The Madden adjusters.
Somebody's trolling Nicky franchise.
Well,
Nicky
Peyton
Foles.
Manning's getting big into that now. He was saying.
What, in the Madden scoring?
Like adjuster, yeah, it's like Chad Ochocinco.
could you
They're
imagine?
like big in the advertising. Oh yeah, I judge
Right.
players.
I like to help pick
with the
the
tributes.
numbers and the ratings
Yeah,
for the
it's-
Madden guys.
Well, they do, or at
That's
least.
interesting.
But I mean, they got it wrong that year with Nick Foles. I know that. So we're talking about Chip Kelly, and
So yeah,
so
I mean,
he's going to Oregon.
at
or
the end of the
he's
day,
thinking about it.
right? If and I don't know how like collusion works here, but if Oregon wants to pursue Chip, which they've it's sort of been made public, then they're gonna have to speak to him while he's still under contract with UCLA. So they have to get UCLA's permission, right? I don't know. It's like a whole bag of cats. But I think the short of it is, if they really want him, they'll just pay enough.
Yeah, well, I'll put my 2 cents in. I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't either.
I think it's just too much, playing chess games or playing games with it.
I agree.
We're just talking about this. I'm like, well, I don't think it's going to happen. It just seems too complicated.
I agree.
Maybe play out your contract. Like, I don't even know the head coach in Oregon. I mean, they're pretty good. I don't know what the
They're
problem is
decent.
over there. I mean, they're a top
whatever
team.
The problem with Oregon, Ron says like Mike Vick being a running back. Dude, do you remember those Mike Vick years in Madden?
Oh, it was great.
Hey, dude, he was insane.
Well, what year was that? Was that like 05, 06?
Well, a couple of those years, even Falcons or Eagles years. Like, dude, he was the fastest guy on the field.
Well, it was definitely the Falcons year. The Falcons was ridiculous.
The only problem with Vic is that as soon as you got touched, he would fumble. Like, you'd be running up the sidelines, but if you got hit, he would fumble. But, dude,
you couldn't touch the guy.
Yeah, you couldn't touch him. He was so fast.
Yeah, well, the problem is, what I used to do sometimes, I'd put him in, like, I'd change his throwing arm and make him a righty so I could play a
Wait
little
a minute.
different.
Wait. Time out.
It's totally legal.
Hey.
You can totally do that.
Whoa. You turned Mike Vick into a righty?
Yeah, bro.
That seems sacrilegious to me.
Why
would you do that?
I have done it.
What?
It's easy. I like right-handed quarterbacks. I'm like, Mike Vick, you're a righty now.
You were handcrafting Mike Vick's stats, except you want him to be a righty.
Yes.
So you changed Mike
Even
Vick
Steve
to
Young.
righty. You made Steve Young a righty?
So we had like a Madden draft and like the legends, and I got Steve Young. I'm like, you're not a lefty. You're a righty.
What?
Dude,
That seems even worse.
Steve Young?
Yeah, you can't. Steve Young's like, dude.
Talk to Madden about that.
Whoa,
It's
whoa.
totally allowed
I
to
didn't
do.
even know you could change the way that a
I know
guy,
all
like,
the ins and outs of Madden. I used to be good at Madden.
Wow. I mean, I have full disclosure. Like, I play Xbox. I haven't played
You
Madden
wish you knew that.
in 4 or 5 years. If I did, I would have protested it like sooner than this. I can't believe you can change.
And you can change like a throwing motion and everything.
Wow.
I mean, it's so much better being a
You
righty though.
dirty dog. So
I-
you were taking Mike Vick and turned him into a righty and running around like a psycho.
Yeah, I roll right. It's just more. I mean, you know, you got to flip flop your play every time
You
to the
do.
left. I'm like, this is
Right.
annoying.
Because all the
Like,
playbooks in Madden are made for righties.
yeah, and I'm like, I'm not doing this. You know, I'm rolling right. Like, you're a righty, bud.
So wait, all right. You know what?
I know I changed the subject.
I got to get away from this because I could go down this rabbit hole. I'm disappointed in you for that, Earl.
I mean, I found a loophole and I exploited it.
Okay. All right.
And I'm more comfortable at righty quarterbacks, and that's what I did.
Yeah, he's a game genie, Ron. He's like
I
a
mean,
game
if
shark.
it lets
He's
me
just
do
changing
it, I'm
everything.
doing it. I don't know what the big deal is about this. I'm like,
Okay.
I mean, they should have a thing there that says, you know, you can't do it.
It should be blocked.
It should be blocked,
And
but it's not.
And even more so, like Mike Vick during his playing career, that I could maybe see. But like Steve Young,
Yeah.
he's a Hall of Famer. He's a legend.
He was 99 overall.
Of course.
He was great.
Shawnee says send Chip to Detroit. That's the only way he can go up. Yeah, I mean, well, but I think honestly, after his experiment in the NFL,
I don't think he's going
he
back
doesn't
to
want any
NFL.
parts. You know, with Philly and then with San Francisco, like I think he realizes he's just a college guy.
I think
That's
Urban
it.
Meyer is like this. Like, why the hell did I get in the NFL?
Well, I think a lot of college guys start to think that.
You know, yeah. I mean, just like, why'd I do this? I'm like, I mean, do they get paid that much more to go to
Yes.
the NFL? Do they?
Yes.
Okay, well, sometimes, you can enjoy your time in college and have a winning program and win at least 3/4 of your games just out having better talent.
Of course.
But in NFL, it's just so even, and they're like, shit, you actually got to be a good coach in the NFL.
Oh yeah.
You got to really know what the fuck you're
That's
doing.
right. I mean, the
It's like-
differences are very small, but even between your best teams and your worst teams.
Yeah, Meyer was like, dude, it's like playing Alabama every week. I'm like, yeah, dude.
Yeah, it
it's
is.
called the
'Cause
NFL.
Half of those guys are from Alabama.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, dude. I've been saying for years, man, just draft Alabama guys, LSU guys,
Yeah. I mean, what about
Georgia guys.
get your
and you
lineman
can't
out
go
of
wrong.
SEC. You're
I would
probably
have made a
gonna go
team
right.
all out of LSU. Like, with the Justin Jefferson fuck up with Jalen Reagor, I mean, even not knowing anything, I'm like, dude, he went to LSU. This guy, where'd he go? TCU?
Yeah. TCU.
Just get the guy at LSU.
Well, you know, it's funny. I heard that on
It should be a no-brainer.
I heard that on the radio today, and that specific pick, and it was like, oh, Jalen Reagor, oh, he can jump, you know, he can this, he can that. But then everybody was talking about his hands, which we've seen firsthand, him drop balls, and they're like, well, the drop balls, it was the quarterback's fault. It's like, nah, actually, he just dropped the ball. Like, he doesn't have great hands.
You see last night, Justin Jefferson, he's a star, man. He's a top 5 wide receiver.
He's a
like,
stud.
And I was hearing something online. They were saying Justin Jefferson probably next year might be the number 1 wide receiver coming off the fantasy boards.
Yeah, probably. He's a stud.
I mean, he's going the first round.
He's an absolute stud.
And
He's like, you can pencil him in for 8 to 10 catches every game.
yeah, the targets are there.
Yep.
And he's good.
He's a stud.
And he catches everything, and he
Yep.
gets open. And yeah, it's just, I mean, well, I didn't mean to bring up the Jalen Reagor thing. And
No, I know.
we can get so crazy with
we
that
can
with
go
how
down
the
such
Eagles
a rabbit
screwed
hole
that
with
up.
that.
But so we were talking about the college. You go ahead.
Right. So, well, I wanted to get into NFL, right? Because you can't get me started on Rager. I
brought it up.
yeah.
Sometimes
you know how I
the mind
feel.
goes somewhere.
You know how I
just keep
feel
going.
about Rager and JJAW.
Well,
like,
yeah, I know. We had that dispute.
Yeah, those guys.
I'm not cutting them though.
Well, I already would have cut Rager.
I know you would
He's
have.
worthless. So, all right. Last night, the Vikings played the Steelers, and it was an interesting game. Vikings ran out early. Steelers came back late. Actually became a good game. But the thing that was most intriguing to me that I wanted to bring to Earl and start to break down and go across the NFL, starting here, is the quarterbacks here. So the quarterback matchup in this game was super interesting to me. You got Big Ben, right? Guy who's going to walk into the Hall of Fame.
Is he a first ballot Hall of Famer?
Oh, yeah. I mean, 2 Super Bowls. He's got,
Yeah, he got
40,000
2 Super
pass
Bowls.
yards. He's going to walk in. Right?
Yeah, he's getting it.
And he's playing Kirk Cousins. You like that.
I don't like that. I didn't.
You like that. So now I am looking around at all NFL teams, right? And I'm starting to categorize them by their quarterback into different categories. Now, let me give you an example, right?
Go ahead.
So I have 4 main categories that I'm working with here.
Well, like tiers?
Well, sort of tiers, but more like a category. And I'll tell you who fits into them, right?
All right.
So the first category is the easiest one. That's all set. Okay, so now here we're talking like Mahomes, Rodgers, Brady, right? We're all set.
Yeah, sure.
Next tier is needs a fresh start. Now, that could be guys retiring, guys getting older, veteran on a team that's really bad, right? So my examples here are Big Ben, right? He's, probably
he might have one more
maybe
year.
one,
I think
right.
one more year with him.
Maybe. Matty
After
Ice.
last night, man, like I think he just needs time to warm up because he's so old or something. I mean, maybe it's just a halftime.
Got to crank it up a little bit.
I mean, well, what is he? Is he in his 40s?
No, he's like probably 37 or 38. I mean, remember, Big Ben came in that same class as like Rivers and Eli, right? And both of those guys are out of the league, and Big Ben's still hanging on.
I think he's coming back for one more. So, yeah, so what the hell are the Steelers going to do?
Well, that's my point. So now the team, with guys like in this category, the team is in an awkward position, right? So the guys that I have here, for examples, are Big Ben, Matt Ryan, and the Falcons, right?
Yeah, they're done.
And then the other one is Russell Wilson, right? Because the Seahawks are really bad, but Russell Wilson probably still has some gas in the tank.
Yeah, well, there's been talks that he's getting released or traded.
Exactly.
And they were talking about the Eagles. I'm like, dude, I do not want Russell Wilson.
Wait, you don't want Russell Wilson?
I mean, not for like 2 first-rounders. I'm like, no, like you're over the hill. You're like 32, 33.
Ooh, I love Russ Wilson.
I mean, no, I know he's good, but I mean, I'm not willing to trade my 2 first-rounders or maybe my third. You're like, oh, trade all.
We have 3.
Trade them all for Russ Wilson. I mean, no, you got Jalen Hurts. Like, he's young.
Well, we're going to get there.
I'm not trading the house for Russell Wilson. I know that for a fact. But I don't make the call, so.
So, Shawnee says, I thought he said this is his last year. It might be for Big Ben. It might be.
I say one more year after last night. He looked really good in
But
the second half.
But he,
Come
in
back
the second
29-0.
And I said this last week. Big Ben sort of goes like every other week. He looks like dog shit one week, and then he looks like vintage Ben another week.
Well, they beat the Ravens last week. That was a big win.
That was a
really good game, too.
This is what I'm saying. They're like Jekyll and Hyde. They beat the Ravens, but then they lose to the Vikings.
I mean, the Vikings are a good team. The
Vikings are an average team.
They're in every game. Every game they lost, they've lost like a horrible way. I mean, they're in it and they just blow it.
They're an average team. Their record tells you that. They're
well,
an average
I see
team.
that, but they've been in every game.
Well, that's fine. So have the Lions, but they,
I don't know. But
one win.
The Eagles beat them up pretty good.
That's true. They did get blown out by
Well,
the
I mean,
Eagles.
yeah. I mean, the Vikings are good. I mean,
I am going to bring that up, Sean. I don't want to do it right now. It'll derail us, but at the end, I am going to bring that up.
Yeah, I did a little.
Yeah.
A little thing on the sheet too about them.
So that's my second category. My third category is they appear to have their young future QB. Okay.
With who, the Steelers?
No. For my category of quarterbacks, right? We're going through teams, and I said I have 4.
All right, go ahead. I'm
so
listening.
Here's number 3. So, and guys I put in this category, you got Kyler Murray.
Yeah, he's a stud.
Joe Burrow.
Stud.
Justin Herbert.
Stud.
Yeah, so that's where I got that category, right?
Yeah, young, up-and-coming quarterbacks.
But they're happy. And then they got a guy. This is number 4. They got a guy.
Yeah.
They're not really sure if he's the guy. So now here I'm going to go Daniel Jones.
Yeah, he's not the guy.
Zach Wilson.
I think he could be.
Jalen Hurts.
I think Hurts. I mean, you got to give him another year. I mean, but then again, we got to see what happens with him the rest of the year after the bye week. I mean, plus,
How about Minshew?
Well, I was going to bring him up.
How about Minshew?
Yeah, I mean, he looked great last week. He went like 20 for 23, 2 touchdowns.
I mean, he went.
Yeah, he had the nice mustache going, had the nice viral thing with his dad.
Made me sad that I shaved mine off.
Yeah, what happened? I thought you were growing it out.
Well, we're in December now. This is a November thing.
Yeah, no shave November.
That's right.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, we're in December now.
Okay. Well, Minshew played a hell of a game. I mean, yeah, they were playing against the Jets.
Yes.
But they were efficient. They scored every time. I think they only punted once.
Listen, the Jets are an NFL team.
Well, I mean, plus, yeah, Minshew, I mean, he was like, nobody wanted him. I mean, we pretty much stole him from the Jags.
Well, what I heard, which was a great way to think about this, right? So think about what happened here. Before we got Minshew, our backup was Joe Flacco, right? We traded.
And we got a sixth from him.
We traded Joe Flacco to the Jets for a sixth, and then we sent the Jaguars a sixth for Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, that was
so
a great
basically,
deal.
we traded Joe Flacco for Gardner Minshew.
I mean, Howie does do good every once in a while. Like, that was a good deal. I mean, he does do some good things.
He does good more than every once in a while.
I mean, once in a while he does. I agree. And then his head scratchers with him.
Well, I think the problem with him sometimes is his draft picks, right? Like that's really
the big thing.
like he tries to outthink the draft picks too much. Like we just talked about in that slot for where Jefferson went, that's Jefferson, not Rager. Like that's it.
Well, and also with Big Ben, I was thinking like I thought he was going to like qualify for the Walter Payton Man of the Year.
Big Ben?
Yeah, I was going to say. I mean, it's only been like 15 years since the last time he raped a chick, right? It hasn't been that long.
Allegedly.
Well, I was going to say Jason Kelsey's on there. Allegedly, too. Yeah,
allegedly.
Yeah.
Jason Kelsey is up for that.
He is up for that.
I did see that.
I just had to throw that in there. Like,
Okay.
I heard that from somewhere, and I'm like, I threw a little jab at Ben there because I had money on the Steelers, and they did not help me out.
So you got to give Ben a little stab in the back.
Yeah, I mean, Man of the Year for him.
Right.
I mean.
Yeah, I got another one in my fourth category here, right, of quarterbacks. Tua.
I like Tua. I mean, what's wrong with him?
Well, but do you think – so that's my question. Do you think the Dolphins –
I mean, he's a number 2 overall pick. Like,
right, but do you think the Dolphins are sold on him?
Well, they're not because they wanted Deshaun Watson.
That's what I'm saying.
They wanted Deshaun Watson. And plus, you got Deshaun on the market.
So he's fitting in the category with the rest of those guys. Like, they're not sure.
And where's Deshaun going?
That's another question. Now I got a couple guys.
He's a tier 2 guy.
I gave you my categories, right? Now I want to give you some names, and I want to get your reaction.
Okay.
Okay? We're going to start Carson Wentz.
Oh, yeah, Carson. Well, I mean, he's an Indy. He's an average quarterback, a tier 2, tier 3 guy. He's not going to – I don't think he's like a big winner.
Who's better, Kirk Cousins, Carson Wentz?
I would say Wentz. I mean, that's a tough one. I mean, in Indy, they run the ball a lot. I mean, Kirk Cousins throws the ball a lot. Last night, Dalvin Cook had a good day. I mean, they're about even. I don't know. Now I'm talking myself even.
Right.
They're about even. But the one thing that's different is Kirk Cousins getting paid a lot of money.
He sure is.
He's getting paid top dollar, top 5 quarterback money.
Yeah, well, he worked that deal because he played on those franchise deals in Washington, right?
Yeah.
Bet on himself, won, and then signed that huge deal with Minnesota, and then got more from them.
Did he? I mean, like I said, it's top 5 money.
He's getting top 5 money, but he's not a top 5 quarterback.
And who? I mean, well.
Okay, I got another one for you.
I'm trying to see what you got. Okay, go ahead.
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, you know what? The Browns really got to think about that. I mean, I was a big Baker guy. I drafted him Dynasty. I thought he was going to be a good guy.
Number 1 overall pick.
Yeah, a big excuse for him is that he's been injured this year. He has been injured. He has shoulder thing, ankle thing.
The best ability is availability, and now they're up against it because he's coming up on a contract.
His rookie contract, right?
That's right.
Obviously.
So now it's like, is he the guy for Cleveland?
I mean, for now he is, for sure.
I'm not.
The one thing he is really good at is his commercials. His commercials are great.
Well, he markets himself well, but I don't know how well he plays. I'm not a Baker guy.
I mean, if he doesn't turn out good in the NFL, he can always be an actor or do commercials.
That's true.
He can.
Well, he lives in the Cleveland Stadium, right? And all of his commercials.
Yeah, it's hilarious. I think it's great.
He's always there. He's got unlock the door or whatever.
He got like kiss his shoes. Like, are these yours?
Yeah.
I mean, well, so. Is he the guy? Yeah, for now he is, for sure. Who else are they going to have? I think he's been the best quarterback Cleveland Browns have had since Bernie Kosar.
Bernie Kosar, what a name. I mean, you're not.
I mean, he is.
You're not wrong about that, but my question is.
I can go. They have a list of names of the Cleveland Browns.
I know.
Like they got like 20 of them.
I know, but again, my question is, if you're the Cleveland Browns GM, are you giving Baker a big deal for the next 5 years? He's your guy.
I'll franchise tag him.
So you're going to franchise Baker next year?
I mean, if you can't make out a deal,
he's not going to be happy about that.
Well, I mean, do you give him? You're not giving Patrick Mahomes money.
Hell no.
I mean, I'd give him top 10 money, and if he wants top 5 money, well, if you don't like it, you're getting tagged, bud, until we figure it out.
Well, if he gets tagged, he's getting top 5
yeah.
For 1 year, he's getting big money.
I mean, if they make the playoffs, or if they win the Super Bowl, like Joe Flacco, he won the Super Bowl and he got paid. I mean,
Well, but
it
that's
depends
fine.
how they do this
Well,
year.
that's fine. That's different because you won a Super Bowl.
I mean, they're favorites over Baltimore right now. I mean, they're still in the playoff category.
They are.
I mean,
I'm just not sold on Baker.
I'm not sold either. Like I said, I own him in, like Dynasty, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
this guy. I mean, I had to pick up Jimmy Garoppolo over this guy because Baker's just not doing it.
You beat me to it. That was the next guy I was going to bring up.
Well, that's why I play fantasy football.
That's right. The foreshadowing. So the next question that I have is Jimmy G. Where do you fit Jimmy G?
Well,
in?
they got what's his name, Trey Lance.
Trey Lance.
I mean,
But Jimmy G.
Trey
all of a
Lance
sudden
looks like
playing really well.
Yeah, I mean they're winning. Like I said, I was confused with that pick a little bit because they have Jimmy G. They gave up with some draft capital for him.
I think the issue with Jimmy G for the Niners has been his health.
Yeah, his health.
Because the last 2 years he's not played full season.
He's not even like 30. He's like late 20s, right?
He's a young guy.
He's not even that old.
And he doesn't have many tread on his tires because he spent a lot of time on the
He's
bench.
been to the Super Bowl,
Sure.
and they drafted this guy 4 overall. Well, I guess it's a good problem to have with him.
Well, but if you have two quarterbacks, you have none, right? That's the old adage.
They're quarterback factory over there.
I mean, well, Green Bay, right? You know they
They got Jordan Love.
They got Jordan Love, but he didn't look too hot.
No, he looked bad. It was like, come on, Aaron, we need you, man.
He didn't look too hot.
No, he looked. I mean, he throws like an awkward ball.
He does.
He throws.
It's a very
he's always
weird
leading.
motion.
Oh, they were going through it in the game. I'm like, but he's kind of accurate with it.
Yeah.
But with him, he just needs more game experience, and he just.
Probably. But I mean, you know, the Packers, this is going to be a thing with them with Rodgers every year though now because like the Packers do not want to get rid of Rodgers, but the question is he going to stay there or are they going to do this like soap opera year after year after year with him?
I mean, he's damn near the best quarterback in the league.
Yeah, of course.
Like,
I mean, it's arguably him, Brady or Mahomes, so
I mean, and I feel like he's going to play well into his 40s. He's already, like I said, he's Ben's age. He's like 37, 36, whatever. He's high 30s.
Yep.
And it's just like, I mean, you can't get rid of the guy.
No.
Or if someone gets rid of him, if they get rid of him, Birds go all in
Well,
on
of course,
him.
every team.
I'll sign the guy.
Of course, every team.
I'm
will.
not trading draft capital for him. I'm not trading 2 first-rounders for him.
Well, you'd have to have a situation where your team is ready to win the Super Bowl, but you're just missing the quarterback, right? Because if that were the case, if you thought the Eagles roster was good enough to win the Super Bowl, then you would go all in for him because it'd be worth it to get another Super Bowl.
Yeah, so who has the worst quarterback in the league? So that's definitely the Houston Texans.
Yes.
And who else? Detroit has Goff. He's actually not a bad quarterback. I'm just thinking the worst teams. How do you feel about Tyler Heineke? I got it.
Well, you know I'm not a big fan of his, but he's winning some games.
He is winning some games.
But if
and they're playing good over there, the football team.
If I'm the football team, though, like, is he the guy? Why is it this Washington's like this every year? It's like
Well, they were
Alex
supposed
Smith,
to be the favorite this
Kirk
year.
Cousins. They always have some guy that's like not the guy, but he's like just good enough to win.
It's like, where the hell did you get that guy at?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, they drafted RG3 and Kirk Cousins in the same draft.
And they also drafted Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah, he was a bust.
Big bust.
I mean, I thought he was going to be good with Terry McLaurin because they were both like
Oh,
Ohio
he's
State
stud.
guys. Yeah. I mean, Ohio State product. And
Yeah, Haskins not good. McLaurin
McLaurin
good.
turned out. Haskins did not.
They were 50-50 on Ohio State guys.
Yeah, that's not a bad.
Except you kind of have a rather be flipped.
How high did they take Haskins?
He's a first-round pick.
Was he a first rounder?
Pretty sure.
Wow. Well,
I
and
can check
I,
right
I
now.
think he was the guy that I think Haskins waited a year too. I think he was the guy I'm thinking of that. He could have came out junior year and got picked high, and then he went his senior year or something like that, and he still got drafted high. But
Well, that never works if you're supposed to go higher because you typically will fall because now they have another season to break you down in college, right? And they're going to like give you a harder time. So Dwayne Haskins, let's see when he got picked.
he was definitely high. I mean,
I'm pretty sure it's a first-round pick.
I'm not doubting you, but
Let's see what Wikipedia says about Dwayne Haskins. But so I don't know. So back to your point, worst quarterbacks in the NFL. I mean, I think obviously the Texans are there. I would
And they're
say the Lions are probably there. I mean, Goff is not very good.
well, I saw a stat this week that last year with Goff, the Rams were 7-4 with Goff, and the Rams are 7-4 this year. What's the difference?
Well, you know, okay, so you're going to go to a guy that I wanted to bring up who I'm not a big fan of, even though he's got
Stafford.
Yeah, Stafford. Stafford has gaudy career numbers, but because he's played for really bad Detroit teams that are always behind and he just chucks the ball around.
Sure.
But, like, I just found it, Bob. He is definitely a first-round pick.
Was
he
he a
was
first-rounder?
15, round
Wow.
1, 2019. Yeah, so he was a mid-first-round
That's a big
pick.
bust right there.
That's a big bust.
Yeah.
And that's why they got Heineke. That's why they're trotting all these
Where the hell
different
they get
guys out
Heineke?
there.
Yeah, that's a good one too. I mean,
Listen.
he was out of the league, and they're like, dude, we have nobody
I'm
else.
telling you, for Washington, go back through their starting quarterbacks, right? Because it was Cousins, and then it was Alex Smith, and
Heineke just stuck around.
Heineke just sneaks in there. Like they just cycle these guys in from who knows where.
Now last year, Heineke came in the playoffs. Who did they have before that?
Who was starting for?
Yes.
Well, was it Haskins?
No.
Did they still have him last year, or did he go to the Steelers last year?
I think it was Alex Smith. I think Alex Smith
It
was
might have been.
playing last year.
Probably was.
Was it? Well, Alex Smith broke his leg 2 years ago, or
2 years ago, and then he came back. It might have been last year because he was like comeback player of the year after he came back off the broken leg. So you could be right.
But I mean, well, I know I remember specifically that he was in the playoffs against Tampa Bay,
Right.
and
I'm leaking coffee everywhere.
the
by way.
football team had him beat.
The football team. Yeah, they did.
It's like
And they let him off the
I
hook.
always feel like I'm making fun of like the Washington team, the football
The
team.
football team.
I mean, well, we had a nice little conversation about that too.
Yeah.
What are we gonna call them? I call them football club,
Yeah.
football team.
Yep.
I was pretty close.
That was fun.
That was a good little chat with Buka.
Yeah, old Bucci. All right, so
There's Bucci when you need him.
let's start to wrap it up. I'm looking at the slate of games this week. Let's go to Earl's pick corner here. What do you like this
pick
week, Earl? Who do you
corner.
like?
Well, I mean, I think I'm going back I'm going against the same team I went against last week.
Okay.
Because I don't think they're any good.
Who you got?
I like the Chargers outright. Big
Chargers outright, and the Chargers
Are
are
going
playing
against the
the
Giants.
Chiefs.
The
Oh no, that's
Giants.
next week.
time. The Giants.
Chargers Giants
They're home.
in LA.
I think they have Mike Lennon still. They just stink. I think Herbert's going to have a big day, and I think it's just easy money. Definitely money line if you want to.
Bob says Alex Smith was their third string last year. They benched Haskins, and then the backup got hurt. Thanks 30 for 30. Yeah, that actually makes sense.
Yeah, he
right.
started the year out.
Haskins was still there because it was.
And then Heineke came in.
They're trying to see if Haskins could be the guy. He stunk.
Yeah, he did stink.
He stunk.
Yeah, I mean,
So you like the Chargers. What's that line? That's got to be like a touchdown line.
it's 9.5.
That's a big line.
I know, but I'm going with it.
All right, so you're gonna lay the 9.5, 10,
Yeah.
and take the Chargers. What else you got?
Well, it's a big game with Dallas and the football team. That is a big game.
That's a huge game for the division.
And I mean, we need Dallas to win.
Cowboys
kind
and the
of.
football team. Where are they at here?
And I'll go with an underdog, which I like a little bit.
So that's in Washington. What's the line on that game? Probably what, Cowboys
It's
minus
4.5.
Wow,
4.5.
Cowboys 4.5.
Yeah, and I did circle it. I wrote it down and circled it.
That's a Cowboys line.
4.5.
Yeah, that's a big line. I would expect that to be like Cowboys 3.
Plus Mike McCarthy said, well, he said, I think we're going to win, and the media said, hey, he guaranteed they're going to win.
Really?
Yeah, so I think that's going to, either way, it's going to fire up the football team a little bit.
Okay.
So it's just like, so you have that going on with the McCarthy guaranteeing a win, and the football team's what, on their 4-game win streak.
Yeah, they
So-
are. To me, when I look at the schedule here, so I would go. So you like the football team? You're gonna.
If I had to pick, I like the football team.
I will go head to head with you on this game. I like the Cowboys here, and I'll tell you why.
All right.
The Cowboys have not been playing great, but I think the Cowboys are still the best team in the division. Washington's on a hot streak, but they're due in the ebbs and flows of a schedule for a letdown. And when I look at that line, it's in Washington. I expect that to be like 3. The fact that that's 4.5, 5 tells me Cowboys. Now, the one thing you have to be careful of when you look at Cowboys and Patriots line is the betting public loves to bet the Cowboys and the Patriots. So that also could push that line up a little bit. But I still would take the Cowboys here and lay the points. On the road.
Would you?
Yeah, I would.
It's going to be an interesting game. What time is that? It's on a
That's
1
a 1
o'clock.
o'clock game.
1 o'clock game.
That's a 1 o'clock game.
And well, it has a lot of playoff implications for the Eagles. And I don't know. If I had to put the money on it, I'm doing the Washington football team. And like an underdog, I got to do an underdog, right?
Yeah.
I like the
Who's
Chargers.
who's your dog of the week?
Dog of the week. I could get crazy, but I'll kind of stay kind of civil with it. I like the Falcons over Carolina.
Interesting. Those teams are both kind of fading. Like
both
late
kinda
season.
shitty.
Yeah. Well, they both.
I think it's going to be a close game. I think it'll be a 1-point game. So they could cover. I think they could.
Okay. Interesting.
I was looking at it. I'm like, well, I mean, Cam Newton. I mean, they almost benched that guy last week.
Yeah. Well, he's kind of cooked, man.
I think so too.
He's kind of cooked. So the big game of the week was a couple
Are the
important
Bills
games.
and the Tampa.
There's 2 big games on the schedule.
Now, if I had to pick on that, I like the Bills to cover.
Bills Tampa. That's in Tampa. What's that line there? Earl?
3.
3. That's a pretty standard.
But now
line.
it's 3.5. I like the Bills.
I actually like the Bucks there.
To
Yeah.
cover.
I don't like the Bills at all.
Yeah, I mean, that was a pretty crazy game last week, was it not?
They lost to the Patriots.
threw the
The
ball
Patriots threw the ball 3 times.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They
I don't.
literally ran the ball every
Dude,
time.
I gotta tell you, I don't like the Bills. I know that they're
know.
supposed to have this like touted roster, and all I hear from the analysts is they got the best roster in the NFL and Josh Allen. But
Well, they lost Tre'Davious White. I think that was a big one.
I don't like the Bills. I would take the Bucks at home.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's a fair point. We'll see what happens.
Big game of the week: Rams Cardinals. That's a huge
that's
game.
Monday night.
Monday night. Now the first game when they first squared off.
See, these types of games, I just stay away.
Well, of course, it's division game, and the first game of the year when they squared off, the Rams were like either undefeated or only had 1 loss, right? And it was a big game, and the Cardinals spanked their bottom.
This is the time they played already.
Yeah, so this is the second time.
And
And
Arizona
now this
beat
is
the
in
snot out.
Arizona,
I mean,
right?
well, they were saying. I mean, the Rams haven't really beat anyone. The only big.
No.
Well, they beat Tampa. That was like
Yes,
early
that
in
was
the year.
early in the year.
But other than that, they beat fucking easy teams.
Yes.
They beat like I don't know the exact schedule, but I know they had an easy. The teams they beat were easy.
I don't believe in the Rams.
I would say
And I don't believe
either.
in Stafford.
I think the Cardinals are the real deal.
I do too. I
Yeah.
think they're the best team
And
in
I'm
that
willing
division.
to make a prediction.
Okay.
The prediction is going to be the New England Patriots versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the Super Bowl.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna
Is that a good prediction or
Well,
what?
all right.
That would sell some tickets.
Okay, so I'm gonna. Of course, it will because of the storyline there. But I'm gonna have to call you out a little bit. Right now,
Okay, go ahead.
that is the Vegas odds-on favorite
Is it really?
for the Super Bowl. Yeah.
I don't think it's going to. Well, I think it would be cool, but yeah, Mac Jones is.
Well,
I
here's
don't
the
think he's
thing.
there.
The Bucks, I do think, are the best team in
Yeah, I
the
think the Bucks
NFC, but I don't think the Patriots are the best team in the AFC. They might be, but I don't think so.
It's just one of those nice, fun things to throw out there.
It would be.
That would be cool.
That would be cool to
Now,
see.
where is the Super Bowl at this year? Do we know?
Yeah, it's in L.A.
Yeah, okay, the new stadium.
Yeah.
There. That's gonna be a hell of a place to play
Yeah.
at. I mean,
Be
it's a beautiful
cool.
stadium, and that's why I think the Chargers are gonna lay the smackdown on the G-men.
because they got the Super Bowl this year.
Well, that helps a little bit. Well, they're home. They're home.
Yeah, but
they're
like
home. I mean, New York's flying.
nobody gives a shit about the Chargers in L.A., bro. I just gotta let you.
I don't either. I'm not a big LA guy. I hear LA's going to shit. Mr. Joe Rogan is preaching to me over
Well,
here.
now we're going down a path that we really can't go.
Okay. Anyway, I love LA. Never been. I've been there once, but you know. Well, plus you got Justin Fields back with the Packers. That's gonna be. That's Sunday night.
That is Sunday night. Bears pack.
Well, that's 12
Yeah.
now.
I mean, in that
Well, the
case,
last time they played, it was close.
it was close. In that case, now it's in Green Bay, but in that
Divisional
case,
game.
I probably would take the points.
I would take the Bears too.
Yeah, I would.
So that's not a bad one. The Bears.
Yeah.
Because the last time they played, I mean, they won by like a
It's a
touchdown.
tight game. It's a division game.
Divisional
There's
game.
a lot of pride in those games.
You know, Sunday night. But I mean, you know, but it's weird. You know, it's like you think it's going to hit the under,
You do.
but then it just like I don't know. It's just
You never know.
You just never know.
You never know.
I got really close in the Bills game with the wind and shit. Like I had like $500 in the bag.
That was a crazy game.
But guess what? I did all unders.
Yeah.
Like I had like 10 guys on under. I hit every one. But guess what I did? I put Gabriel Davis in for the under. And the fucking guy, it was 12.5. I don't know. I looked at him like, does he even play? So I was like,
He's like one play for 12 and a half. Bro.
yeah, exactly. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I put Gabe. I'm like, and I had like three things going.
Yeah.
And Gabriel Davis was in every one. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, that's tough. All right.
Well, I do have another game, that we can talk about.
Hit me with it. Hit me with it, and then we're going to wrap it up.
All right.
What do you got?
I like the Army Navy. Well, see, so I got the Giants. I like that. I mean, I got the Chargers. I like that.
Okay.
But tomorrow, 3:00.
Yeah, big Army Navy.
Army
Huge
Navy
tradition.
game. And I like the under.
You like the under.
Fuck yeah.
Go Army, beat Navy.
Those games are always under.
Well,
it's just a slugfest.
The service academies typically run some very run-heavy,
Dude,
like low-octane
You want to see
offenses,
some
too.
big hits? Just running the football type of.
It's interesting to me that the Army-Navy game is being played at MetLife this year. You
Is that
know,
where it's at?
yeah.
I wasn't sure where it was at.
Yeah, it's at MetLife this year. I mean, Philly gets it a lot. They move
Yeah.
it around always, but
Yeah.
yeah, Philly gets it a lot. Baltimore gets it a lot, but they're going to MetLife this year.
Now that is the last game of the regular season.
Yes.
Sad.
Yeah.
Sucks.
College football's coming to an end.
And
Now it's
so
gonna
is the NFL.
It's gonna be NFL still got 5 games left.
Yeah,
Like
well, it's
17
getting
now,
close.
So we're getting close.
Well,
But college just now after this got bowl season
and the
then
fantasy football, it's the last regular season week.
It's
Fantasy
winding down.
football. It's all winding
It is
down, but it's
winding
going to
down.
get juicy in the end,
It
and
will.
we will be here
You know it.
to commentate on it, right?
So wanted to touch on something real quick. Shawnee actually brought it up in chat earlier. So Demaryius Thomas
yeah, it's crazy.
passed away. Young guy. I mean, he was just in the league last year, right?
I got an opinion on it. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's sad to see. Obviously, you know, just off the rip, like you hate to hear that, and you hate to just see stuff like this, right?
Well, I was thinking, I'm like, well, they said a medical issue. I'm like, what happened? These guys got a head issue from football.
Could be.
His head's all banged up. He's taking oxys or something, and
Well, I mean,
I'm not trying to
not
spread rumors.
Well,
but
it's a tough
I mean,
rabbit hole to go
I mean,
down.
what the
but,
hell happened to the guy?
I mean, we've heard a lot of cases of guys get stuck with pain meds after the league because
that's got to be
they're
what
in
happened,
pain, right?
The guy fucking had his head beat up for so many years.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't want to speculate, right?
I am speculating.
Oh, you are
I
speculating.
apologize to the people.
You are
but I
speculating.
speculate. That's what I get paid to do. I speculate.
But it is super sad. So
Yeah,
obviously, you know, rest in peace, Demaryius Thomas,
Yeah,
and that's
man.
horrible for his family. Young guy, you know, he's younger than me.
Yeah, I watched his whole career. Of our dynasty team, whatever his rookie year was, I picked him in the dynasty
Well,
league.
that was a great pick. He's a stud for years.
I got him like the 5th round. So I watched every game,
Yeah.
every fantasy point of him. I followed his whole career.
Yeah, he's a stud, man.
It's just a shame. That's why you gotta live life to the fullest, and and life's short. And I had another analogy I was going to say, but that's all I got for now.
All right. Well,
it's a shame. It just.
yeah, it sucks. Before we get out of here, I got to do my spiel real quick. Brett Favre was addicted. I mean, a lot of guys were. Listen, especially back in that time, I'll do a quick sidebar. You got to remember, like, these guys are heavily reliant on a lot of their pain meds to even play late in their career, right? And then they get done, and what's there to wean you off of it? Nothing, but the pain is still there, right? And this is well documented amongst
it was
NFL
definitely
players.
a head thing. It wasn't you think it was a body thing? A lot of these guys got head issues. Just get banged in
Could
the
be
head.
anything, man.
You ever heard a story about Jim McMahon from the Bears? Like, he had like inflammation in his head. They found out a way to like drain it.
Right.
It was like flushing the toilet.
Well, yeah, they drill like a hole in your head. and all
Yeah,
that.
something like that.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
it's like it's dude. When
Yeah,
you play,
I mean,
when you play
Shawnee
the
says
National
he's-
Football League,
yeah,
man,
of course.
you're seriously
Oh,
long-terming damage.
And these guys are, a lot of them are reliant on their pain medication, right? But that stuff is highly addictive, so it's a dangerous path.
And it's just a shame that it happens to guys, but that's just the beast of the animal.
It is.
It happens.
It is. So
But
as we're getting out of here, thanks everybody for hopping in the live chat. As always, don't forget all the podcasts are up on the iTunes podcast application and YouTube. Search from_the_hill. Put it in quotations so you don't miss it. Hit the subscribe button, hit the share button, hit the like button. Doesn't cost you guys anything. Really helps us out. One thing that I wanted to bring up is this is like a festive season, and Earl and I were talking about like some alcohol in the beginning, and I want everybody to have their revelries, enjoy yourself. But listen, over the holidays, that's right, be safe. We've got all these applications on your phone now. You got Uber, you got this. Don't make bad decisions. If you're going to drink, don't drive.
Do it responsibly.
Do it responsibly. Get yourself an Uber. Get yourself out of there safe. Earl and I are getting out of here safe now.
Oh, yeah. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Oh, we should be back maybe next week. We'll see what
Absolutely.
happens.
We'll make
We're
it
gonna try
happen.
to keep it going.
We'll make it happen.
We got to get Boo-Ha in here.
We got to get Nicky in. Again, we were trying to get Nicky in tonight, but he's
a busy guy.
He's a busy
we
man.
understand.
Yep.
It happens,
It does happen.
Are you playing Kokomo by Beach Boys or what?
Kokomo by Beach Boys. Just going to give us more of this. See how much on the line we can get before they start clipping the music out. So they start taking us away. We are out of here.
Out of here.
Swags for Earl.
Be good.
Peace.
Peace.
I'm so damn grateful. I grew up really wanna go fronts, but that's what you get when Wu-Tang raised you. Y'all can't stop me.